Hey guys, back with another video. Talk a little bit about procrastination, and it's changed for me a lot. In the beginning, I just kind of used the word procrastination as a clutch. I could kind of lean on when I wouldn't take an action step or do what I knew I needed to do. I could just say, oh, I just have a problem with procrastination. And then I started to really study and understand that order is heaven's first law. Orderly, right? If you're not orderly, you're never going to not be a procrastinator. You have too many other things on your mind that you know you should be doing other than taking the action steps on something you're trying to create, right? So I had to start making habits to be more orderly, and I found that procrastination just kind of floated away. It became very easy when I would write down my 6 action steps and I was orderly and I had everything on a schedule to take action steps. I didn't have things in the back of my mind weighing on me that I should be doing, right? My house wasn't a mess. My car is not a mess. I mowed, right? I was orderly. I had all of these other little things done, which benefited me tremendously when it comes time to taking action on what you're trying to do that's above and beyond your life, right? I'm married, have children. I can't just spend all day working on my fantasy, but I have family time and I have obligations that I have to attend to. So I have to be very diligent in how I break my time up. That's why for me, getting up early in the morning and taking care of a bunch of things and getting right with God immediately, just what procrastination really is. If you don't want to get orderly and you're just, it's fear, right? You're afraid. I mean, we've gone over this almost every video I've made, 150 some videos, right? Fear is holding you back. You're not taking an action step because you're worried about something. You're not smart enough. You don't have the money for it. You don't, right? Which goes back to having faith. You know, when Walt Disney was building Disneyland, if you would watch that documentary, it really engrasped the magnitude of what he was really doing. Almost every ride that he created had never been created before. He had to hire scientists and engineers to figure out how to make the ride work the way he wanted it to work. And every day he just kept working towards that. It wasn't like somebody else had created the ride and he was just copying the ride. He was the creator of the ride. Inversions, houses that move, tunnels that are underground. Like if you've never seen the documentary of Disneyland, it will open your eyes up. From the very beginning, buying a bunch of land in the middle of nowhere, bringing in palm trees and building ditches, and everyone's telling him you're an idiot. This isn't going to work, right? But he knows that there's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be people that want to find fault and doubt in you. That's why there's so very few people that change, because we let our family members or our friends or our neighbors or someone control us because we don't want them to think, oh, or say something that might hurt our feelings. So if you procrastinate all the time, right, it's a habit. You haven't done enough work. You're not being serious about doing work. You can't watch videos and change being a procrastinator. You can't read a bunch of books and change being a procrastinator. You have to go inward. You have to write down what's going on inside of you. You can watch videos and read books and gain knowledge. The knowledge does nothing if you're not going to dissect it like a scientist, right? You can't just read books, right? Nobody knows enough to be a pessimist in my mind, right? And that's what's going on inside of you if you're a heavy procrastinator. You've bought into society that it's got to be hard. Only a few people that get lucky breaks ever win. You're buying into all of the programming that is false, right? But if you can't start with the little things by getting up and making your bed every day, making sure your bank account's orderly, getting your money right, the things that you have control of, cleaning your closet up, making sure your garage isn't a mess, vacuuming your car, get order in your life on the things you already have. You're going to go insane trying to create something that you want when your life's chaotic. I've made 150 some videos. There's no excuse why you can't be kicking butt, right? But you have to have faith. You have to understand. You need to take faith with action, knowing something wonderful is going to happen. And you're never going to be at that understanding if you don't clear out these internal blocks that are in you and these feelings of you're not worthy. We all are extremely unique. We have gifts. I have gifts that you don't have, and you have gifts that I don't have, right? And if you're not willing to call it universal intelligence, call it a higher power, I don't care. If you're not willing to get quiet and connect with something, an unseen force that is higher than you, but is a part of you, right? But you got to break through your ego, right? And you got to quit letting everything distract you. I don't think you guys are understanding what I mean by that. If you're on your phone, if you look up your search histories and it's not a bunch of wonderful, amazing information, you're wasting time. If you don't have 600 or 700 or 500 amazing podcasts and videos, how to help you grow on your search history, right? You're not taking the kind of actions that I've been asking you to take. If you're not writing down every day your goals, whether it feels right or not, but you're creating these habits. And eventually you're going to get to where you're procrastinating, and you're going to have changed enough and be aware that habits are extremely important, and change that habit and start taking action steps towards what it is you want to create. But you can't get there with where you are. If I wanted to be like Elon Musk, I would have to do a lot of growing and stretching. I can't fathom $200 billion. My consciousness is not there. There's no way I would be able to do that as who I am at this very moment. I would have to do a lot of growing and stretching. He's living a whole different life than I am. Decision making. He has to make major, massive, extremely scary decisions all day long. He has to deal with hundreds of millions of dollars every day and know what to do with it and how to make the right decisions and trust his gut feeling. And like, it's not even, I need you guys to understand this. You're never going to get where you want to go as the person you are. That's why it's a journey. You have to talk differently. You have to become a different person. And part of becoming that different person is by not procrastinating, which starts with becoming orderly and having a routine and changing your beliefs, in working on having faith and in understanding, in becoming one with God, in knowing that now I have enough information and I've changed enough. I have an unwavering faith that anything I want to attain, I can. I just have to put the time and energy in. I can't fail. If God is for me, who in the heck can be against me? These aren't cute sayings. You have to believe this stuff. This is the truth. But you can't be surface level. This is why only 3% of the population ever change. Right? That's the first decision you need to start making. Am I going to be in the top 3%? Can I make a committed enough decision to actually get off my butt and do something? I've made this extremely simple. I created a journal. It's one of a kind. If you fill this thing out every day for 90 days and with a lot of energy and massive feeling, and you're studying and reading on the side, your life will change. This isn't woo-woo. This is, right? I haven't even got into the woo-woo part of any of this yet. I'm in the bare minimum basics with y'all. The simplest, easiest, you don't have to do anything other than a few simple action steps every day to start changing your life. Right? Next year's going to be a whole different ball game on my channel. We're just going to step it up and really start quantum leaping on the things that we're trying to obtain. But in the beginning, you'll never, ever, ever get to any of that if you can't make a committed decision and make yourself take that action. If you're going to say you're going to write in the journal, you have to force yourself to write in it. And it might take 66 days, 78 days, 95 days, 106 days of making yourself do it every day before it becomes a habit, right? Then it's unconscious. Then you want to do it. You're falling in love with doing that. You're trusting the process, right? And you've gotten rid of all of the physical things that are holding you back, and you're believing in an unseen force that flows to and through you. So, in the beginning, I used I had a mentor, I got a mentor. It was expensive. You know, that's one way to do it. Absolutely. Another is, do you have someone in your life that can be an accountability partner for you, that will be honest with you? Hey, you didn't do that today, right? You can't get all butthurt and upset. It's like, yeah, you're right. I'm going to go home and do that no matter how tired I think I am. Quit saying I'm tired. That's another thing. That's a habit, right? That's probably the number one habit people have that are procrastinators. When it comes to taking the action step, they're going to tell themselves, oh, I'm just really tired. I'll do that later, right? You're giving yourself a command that you're tired. You start to feel more tired. Quit saying I'm tired, ever, period. Do not say it during the day. Do not think it, do not say it. You are full of life and energy, right? God is flowing to and through you constantly. All you are is energy, right? So I really want you guys to, watch this video as many times as you can to grasp an understanding. Heaven's first law is order. If you're not orderly, that's where you need to start. If you are orderly, then you need to start working on, what does committed decision mean? Am I willing to make a committed decision that I'm going to become the 3% or I'm going to change my life, or however you want to phrase it? If you've made a committed decision, now you can start connecting dots looking back. Am I following through on my committed decision? Did I journal yesterday? Did I journal the day before? Did I miss a day? Right? You don't beat yourself up. You just go from here on. I'm gonna give it more energy to do it every day and try harder every day. What was my thought patterns last week? Right? That's why at the end of every week, I have areas for you to write out exactly what's going on with you. And as you get a month into the journal, you can start seeing, wow, I actually did all 7 days this month. Right? Every week, every day, I did a journal entry. Starting to see synchronicities. I feel different, right? You have to be a scientist, right? That's what the journal's for. And then at the end of that journal, you have another journal coming. You're going to do 4 journals a year. It's $80, guys. Come on. If you need to spend thousands of dollars and get a mentor, I get it, right? But I did that and it helped me tremendously. But then I thought, well, I could just create a journal that is kind of like a mentor that teaches you repetition, because everything in your life is from repetition. You've thought about it or said it or seen it over and over and over and over. And it becomes a deep-rooted belief. And that is your paradigm. Habitual habits, things you're not even aware that you're doing. You just get up and go into action, and it's your paradigm, your habits. Right, I've asked you guys to, right? So if you made a committed decision and you're doing action steps, then the next thing is, do you waver when it comes to the difficult action step? Right? Now we're getting into faith. If you don't have much faith, you're not going to take the serious action steps that you need to take. You're not going to call that person that it's really scary to call, or ask for that loan that you really need to get to the next part of whatever it is you're creating, right? And you've written all this stuff out. If you've gotten to that part and you're willing to, and you've been working on your faith and you have unwavering faith, right? Then you just continue the process with an understanding and a knowing that you can relax and do what you do, and it is on its way. Right? The reason we don't know how long it takes for a physical seed to manifest, or a spiritual seed, we know all the physical seeds. For a spiritual seed to manifest is because it's really hard to gauge, right? A seed for corn vibrates 24/7, only that vibration to grow to be the most abundant corn it can grow. Right? Us with our free will, we can be vibrating really good in the morning and then not at night, right? It's really hard to judge how much energy we've put into that seed. Some people can manifest like crazy. They have a belief and an understanding and a knowing that whatever they want, they can have. And they can laser focus on it and vibrate constantly on it, right? That shortens up the gap. The rest of us in the beginning, we're all over the place, right? And part of procrastinating is, if you're not willing to take 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, I suggest an hour, and then work up to 2 or 3 hours, but it's the bare minimum, an hour. I mean, it's not difficult. And maybe you just don't believe me. And that's why I've asked you guys to test me. And I mean, I am just laying it all out here for you guys, how simple this is. I'm not trying to be a guru and make it sound like it's really hard and you need to come to me and spend a bunch of money on my knowledge. I've been given free information. I've created a journal that's dirt cheap, right? Speaking's number one in my mind. You have a thought, then you speak positive actions, positive affirmations, positive things about that thing. And then writing is right behind it. It is a magical thread. You cannot be typing. You cannot be speaking into something. You need to be writing. Pencil and paper is my preferred method. I've done so much studying on this. If you don't believe me, look it up. Peer-reviewed scientific studies on writing versus typing, right? Please leave some comments if you like this video, if you didn't like this video, if you need more content, what are you going through, right? Procrastination. Quit saying it. Quit thinking it. That's probably 90% of your problem, right? Terrorberry, we've talked about it. You're like, hey, I got to this action step. I need to take this action. And then what happens? You take the step, you hit the terrorberry, and you resort right back to your comfortable known. You're afraid to go through the unknown. Okay, if you are aware of that's what's going on, then you need to work on faith. If you don't even get to where you're going to take the action step because the thoughts just scare you and you're not willing to do anything, then you might want to look back at being orderly. What is a committed decision? I need to understand what a committed decision is and learn how to make a committed decision and then make myself take actions. I mean, it's not hard. It's not easy because you have to work and you have to think, and that can be painful. I'm well aware of that, but it don't cost you a nickel to think. No way money is a problem in the beginning. If you can't spend $80 for 4 journals, you need to really evaluate what you've got going on in your life. That's a cop-out, and I'm not buying it. That is super simple. I spend hundreds of dollars all the time on books and things and courses. I'm constantly devouring something because I want to get to a higher awareness. So please like and subscribe. Let me know. I hope this was helpful. You know, I'm trying to break this stuff down to the bare minimum because I want you to take action. I know how amazing you are. And if you would just believe in yourself like I believe in you, you'd be off and running. You'd be doing what I'm asking. You'd be taking action steps. You wouldn't be procrastinating, right? So please like and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything else you guys are struggling with. I would love to know so we can talk about it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.